Hey everyone, it's Matt from My Model Y Adventure, and don't you wish there was an easy way to quickly access things, like if you want to pop open your mirrors, you want to adjust the passenger seat, all from the Tesla screen? Well, I picked up this newest rotating dock. This is the newest generation that also lets you customize. There's 10 different buttons on here, the rotating knob. You can personalize and customize from 20 different actions what you want these buttons to do. The kit comes with this sticker here that you can apply all of the different stickers to the different buttons and customize this to your heart's content. So stay tuned. I'm going to walk you through step by step the install process for this, how to configure the buttons, and then actually using it. So stay tuned. So I just want to showcase what all of the different functions are. You can see here on the right-hand side of the page, you can change gears, park, reverse, drive. You can have turn signals, open your charge port, your mirrors, preheat the battery, which is a very cool one because you cannot do that from the Tesla screen itself. There's no option to do that. Turn your dome lights on and off, lock the windows, pop open your front and trunk and control the rear fan, put your hazards on, turn on sport mode, change the seats forwards, backwards, as well as pop open some doors between the rear driver, rear passenger, and front door. You can also you can change the AC fan speed as well as the temperature, rotate the screen, and there's also some ambient lights on here. Now, the cool thing is that this kit, everything comes with it to install it, and this works for the Model Y Legacy, the Model 3 Legacy, the Model 3 Highland, as well as the Model Y Juniper. The install process is nearly identical for all of those various models, and the wiring harness here breaks everything out between all of those, so it's super simple to follow. Now, I'm putting this on my Model Y Performance. This is the pre-Juniper, and I have a screen swivel and tilt, so we're going to see what the compatibility is with that and if there's any issues that we encounter. So we're going to remove the passenger trim panels over here. Super simple to do. The kit does include this trim removal piece here, which you're going to need. And the install process, from my understanding, is the same across all of the different models. Everything's going down here. The first thing you want to do is stick the trim removal tool back here so you can kind of pull away this weather stripping and just get that out of the way. The next piece is this black piece right here. Again, you want to pull this off and then you want to pull up. There is this part that does face down, and if you just try to pull it and yank it towards you, you can break this, and then this piece is not going to stay very well. Just going to put that on the seat. There is a push pin here. Going to take this out. Let me grab it and then I can show you guys. So it's just a little push clip. You're in essence prying up on the top one, and then you can remove the entire clip, and then you can pull out this entire trim piece here. It is clipped in down in the back right over there. It just pops right out, and then you have one more trim clip right here. I'm going to remove that, and then we can open up the carpet. All right, now I have a ton of accessories installed in here, and I even have a splitter that has this free port. If you don't have any accessories installed in here, back behind here, underneath where my fingers are, there is a port. It's kind of hard to see, but I have an accessory plugged in right here. It basically is going to be an empty port that looks exactly like this. So you're going to take your wiring harness, and it's going to have here, which is a splitter, which is in essence going to allow you to do the same thing that I have here. You can plug in your cable into here, and then you'll have an extra port that you can use for any other accessories that you want to use. So I'm just going to plug this into here. So now I have an extra port when it comes time that I want to install anything else. Then you have two wires here. Now you're going to use the appropriate one that's based on your vehicle. So if you have a kind of pre-Juniper Model Y, you're going to use this cable, or a Model 3 Highland, you're using this cable, or Model 3. If you have a Model Y Juniper, you're using the one labeled Juniper. Now that's going to plug into the stock port right here. That's going to have a wire coming out of it. Again, I have a number of accessories, so I'm going to unplug this. Then you can take your aftermarket one here. We're going to plug that one into here. And then the other end of this cable is going to plug into where it came out. Now, once that's done, I'm just going to put the camera down so I can plug it in really quick. Okay, so that's all plugged in. I'm not going to clean any of this up yet. The other thing we're going to need is this USB wire that comes in the kit. We can see on this side, there's nothing. On that side, they're all blank, but there is a USB-C port right over here. And we're gonna plug in one end of that USB-C cable. The other end is gonna plug into the dock itself. So what I'm gonna do first though is actually mount this to the screen. It does come with two different handles, and you're going to use the one that's appropriate for your vehicle. There's one specifically for the Model 3 Highland, and then there's one specifically for Legacy Model 3 and then Model Y. To install this, it is super simple. You can see there's a hook on one end and kind of a push pin on the other. You're going to grab your handle here, clip one end underneath the kind of hook end, and then the other end is going to push down onto this, but you're going to do this when it's actually behind the screen over here. So just to kind of show you, it's going to mount up and look under here, and then you're going to put the other piece on the back of it. So I'm just going to do that with two hands. I don't need to film that. You guys can put the handle on all by yourself. All right, so I have it installed and clipped onto the screen. Looks pretty nice on here. Now, before I run the wire, and the kit does recommend that after you take the wire, you actually run it up underneath the glove box and then go down. I will take care of that after I test everything and get it all configured. And we can see the screen tilt has no issues with interference. It does fit back here nicely. And then there is a USB-C port right by my finger here. Try to do this through the phone, and then I plug it in. We can see a green light shows up. The buttons are also illuminated. It flashed red for a second, but now it's green. So this should be working. This is, I believe, the fan speed. I don't know if you can hear. Hopefully you can. That just cranked the fan speed super high. I'm gonna lower that down so it's not so high. And then we can tap it, change the temperature. So I can increase it, decrease it. Now, one of the things I wish that products like this did is they synced with the screen, because you can see I am changing the temperature, but it is not changing the screen. I know that it's kind of, from my understanding at least, you have to have access and kind of sync this device with your Tesla account, or other devices, I should say, for it to kind of sync back and reflect the appropriate temperature. But it doesn't necessarily update it, even though it is changing the temperature for the Tesla. So I don't think, yeah, this is just the fan speed. And again, you don't see the fan speed updating here. Even if I make it all the way cranked, it's not updating it. If I take it out of auto, let's see if that does anything. Nope, so you can still see it says fan speed 9, even though this is much lower than that. Update it to 10. So we can see updating it on the screen does sync it to the device, but the other way around, updating it on here does not update it on the screen. So let's check out temperature. So let's change this from fan speed to temperature. We can see changing this. I swipe it. So that's not updating anything on the screen, but updating this. Let's try the driver's side. So that does update the screen, but the other way around does not update it. So passenger does not update this, just the driver's side. But changing this does not change anything on the screen. So hope that at least covers some of those kind of little quirks with it. So now that we have this installed, we've talked through some of the syncing let's talk about how to configure these buttons to be any of the 20 configurable options that you can use. So as an example, let's say I want to make this one a blinker. You want to change the knob by pressing on it until you get to the gear icon. Hold down the button that you want to change. So I'm going to hold down this one here, and we're going to change it to be, sure, we'll do left blinker. Then you just push in and it'll go back to the gear icon. Now let's test this. So if I click this button, we can see left blinker comes right up, and we even has the camera, everything on it. Press it again, turns it off. Let's say we want to make this one pop open. Oh, dome lights. That sounds like a great option. I know that's something that you usually have to go into your settings, but I'm going to go ahead and just look up at the dome lights, push the button, dome lights come on. Push it again, dome lights turn off. So configuring these is super easy. And then when you're all done with that, all you have to do is take one of these buttons on here. I'm sorry, not buttons, one of the stickers to mark where it is the buttons correspond to. So for example, if I want this to be reverse, I can find the reverse button on here, not button, sticker. Find the reverse sticker, and then you put that sticker right on here. So then that way you know what all of these different buttons do. One other thing I want to call out, you can see that there's some icons on the dial here for the battery preheat and the window lock. When I go through the different kind of pages on here, these are not things that you can control directly from the knob, but if you assign like a button like this one I have assigned to the window lock, when I press that, you can see it becomes illuminated to show you that that feature is enabled, or it becomes de-illuminated when the feature is disabled. So just something to keep in mind, that when you see those, that way if you maybe have the battery preconditioning set to one of the buttons, so like let's for example change this one to be the battery preconditioning. So I'm going to go to the settings page, hold down the button I want to configure. Let's go to the preconditioning. I'm going to push the button down. So now that is set up. So as an example again, window lock, but now battery preconditioning, I can see that's turned on, so I know the battery is being preconditioned. So just a little like shortcut. Now, I have not seen any way to configure the buttons to show different things on here. I don't know if there's a way to do that, at least that I have seen going through any of the various settings, but at least it kind of is a visual indicator for those two items. Obviously, things like your drive gear, your blinkers are all things you can see directly on the screen. So not necessarily important to have those on here, but at least these two are on here for you to be able to see. So you can see this is the TesStudio website I have pulled up, all of the different vehicles that this is compatible for. And then there are a bunch of different like screenshots and things that are on here to show you all of the various configuration. Now, right now they have this priced at $186. If you add this to your cart and then you add discount code adventure, let's go ahead and check out. I'm gonna put in the discount code adventure and then hit apply. It's gonna take 20% off and bring it down to just under $140. So I hope you found this content helpful on this rotating dock. This new generation of this is better, I feel, than the first generation that I had an older video on. I think that was probably 2 years ago, I believe I had that. So the newest generation one, these backlights that are on here will make this much easier to be able to see at night. The rotating knob is nice. You get a nice satisfying kind of click when you push on it, as well as the rotating part itself. It's like I don't want to say haptic, but it's got individual clicks that you can feel when you do rotate it. So I'm going to get this set up and personalized to the various buttons that I like. Again, you have all of these different stickers that you can pick from to be able to choose, and you can see that they duplicate them. So in the event you use one of them and then, oh, you want to change the button to something else, you don't have to worry about, well, then my sticker, I can't reapply it. You have some extras in here to be able to use. So again, I really appreciate everyone that has watched so far. If you're thinking of picking up this dock, I'll put a link in the description along with the discount code. This was Matt from My Model Y Adventure. Thanks for watching.